You're watching USA News Hub, your home for breaking headlines, trending sports stories, and exclusive updates from across the nation. What happens when a 20-year-old tennis superstar stops waiting for the world to change and decides to change it herself? This is the moment Coco Gauff shook America. Not with a racket, not with a trophy, but with an act of compassion so enormous, so impossible, so breathtaking, that millions are still asking, how can someone this young have a heart this big? Today, the world is talking about one place. The Arch Clinic, the first 100% free hospital for the homeless, designed, funded, and physically built by Coco Gauff herself. And the story behind it? It's even more powerful than the hospital itself. Los Angeles' Skid Row is a place most people avoid, a stretch of broken tents, forgotten faces, and unheard stories. A place where people have stopped expecting help to arrive. But 4 years ago, someone walked through those streets quietly, unnoticed. Coco Gauff, then only 16 years old. She wasn't there for cameras. She wasn't there for PR. She wasn't even recognized. She was simply walking, observing, listening. And when she left, she told her mom one sentence that would change thousands of lives. No one should have to fight for survival alone. One day, I'm going to build something here. At the time, everyone thought it was youthful idealism, a dream too big, a vision too costly, a mission too heavy. But Coco? She wasn't dreaming. She was planning. When Coco earned her first major endorsement extension, she didn't rush to celebrate. She didn't buy a mansion. She didn't buy jewelry. She did something completely different. She purchased 5 acres of land in Skid Row, anonymously and no press. No announcement. No ceremony. Just a silent promise to herself, this will be a place where people are treated like human beings again. Architects recall the moment the anonymous buyer was revealed. When Coco walked into the meeting room, we all froze, said one designer. She was 17, and she had a blueprint rolled up under her arm. And it was good. Not only did she want a free clinic, she wanted a hospital. A real one. Full service. World class. Zero cost. Zero paperwork. Zero barriers. The architects told her, something like this could cost $70 to $80 million. Coco answered simply, then we'll raise it. Every few weeks, neighbors in the area spotted a familiar figure walking the construction site. Hoodie, sneakers, sometimes covered in dust. Coco Gauff. She didn't just sign checks. She carried boxes, painted hallways, moved bricks, sat with engineers, learned electrical layouts, installed lighting with volunteers, cleaned floors before inspections, unloaded trucks at 6 a.m. before training sessions. One construction worker said, most celebrities show up for 15 minutes and take pictures. Coco showed up for 4 years. And she worked. Doctors from UCLA, Cedars-Sinai, and Stanford heard about the project and offered their services, for free. Nurses volunteered nights and weekends. Dentists donated equipment. Therapists offered counseling hours. Because when one person leads with courage, people follow. On a sunny afternoon, with no media allowed, Coco Gauff stood at the front doors of the newly finished building. No red carpet. No Hollywood stage. No celebrity crowd. Just patients. Volunteers. Doctors. Neighbors. And people who had once been invisible, now standing in the center of the moment. Coco lifted a small pair of silver scissors. Her hands were shaking. She looked out at the crowd and said, this is not charity. This is dignity. This is love made visible. This is for every person who ever felt unseen. Welcome home. When she cut the ribbon, people cried openly. Some dropped to their knees. Others hugged strangers. Within 1 hour, the clinic treated 163 people. Within 1 week, it surpassed 2,000. Within 1 month, the story had spread across the United States. And suddenly, every major news outlet wanted to interview the young woman behind the miracle. But Coco didn't want praise. She wanted action. Her message was simple: if you have the ability to help, you have the responsibility to help. The hospital is now being called the most compassionate facility ever built in America. Here's what it offers: all completely free. Heavy checkmark emergency room. Heavy checkmark surgery center. Heavy checkmark oncology and cancer care. Heavy checkmark dental services. Heavy checkmark mental health counseling. Heavy checkmark addiction recovery. Heavy checkmark physical therapy. Heavy checkmark long-term beds. Heavy checkmark women's health. Heavy checkmark cold weather shelter. Heavy checkmark job placement office. Heavy checkmark laundry and hygiene stations. Heavy checkmark a full-service cafeteria. Patients don't need insurance. They don't need ID. They don't need money. They walk in with pain and walk out with hope. Celebrities reacted. Athletes reacted. Politicians reacted. But the most powerful responses came from everyday people. A former patient wrote, "I walked in homeless. I walked out believing I could survive." A mother wrote, "They saved my daughter's life when no one else would treat her." A doctor wrote, "This place reminds me why I became a physician." And online, millions posted one sentence: "Coco Gauff is the kind of hero the world needs." During a quiet interview, when asked why she built the hospital, Coco paused, and her voice cracked. She said, "I'm not here to be famous. I'm here to be useful." That clip alone melted the internet, shared over 41 million times in 72 hours. Because it captured the truth. Coco Gauff didn't build a hospital. She built a legacy. She built hope. She built proof that compassion has no age limit, no income limit, and no expiration date. And she built a message that will echo for decades: we rise higher when we lift each other. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a story that's shaping America and the world. We'll see you in the next update.